If you ever played COD Zombies, you most likely have heard of or seen or used the ray gun. It has been in every single Treyarch Zombies map except for the 4 Chaos maps. It is the gun that has had the most appearances any Zombies game. In this video, we're looking at the evolution of the ray gun and at the end, ranking them from game worst to best. Before that said, let's get right into it. The ray gun was released first on World at War on Nocto Toten. November 11th, 2008, that magical feeling the first time you ever got this from the box made you feel like a all-powerful god. It was by far the most powerful weapon on Nocto. Now, it does drop off past round 30. It is probably one of the weakest versions of the ray gun because of the capacity to easily kill yourself due to the explosive damage. In Diaries was the first time you could pack this gun. Now, if you don't know what pack-a-punch is, basically you put your gun in the machine for 5k and it becomes twice as better, if not more. The ray gun truly became a beast when you papped it. Unpapped, the ray gun had capacity to have 20, but papped it had the capacity of 40 in a mag, and the damage went from 1000 to 3000. So instead of one shot killed around 18, it went to one shot killed to around 25. So instead of dropping off around 25-ish, it drops off your early 40s, late 30s. This was basically the roadmap for the ray gun from game to game. Really isn't too much more to say about this version of the ray gun. It is pretty middle of the road, but definitely set a standard. Then came glorious BO1 on November 9th, 2010 with the release of Kino and 5, and the ray gun was back again. The ray gun at the start of BO1 life cycle was pretty good, but when PhD was released on Ascension, Call of the Dead and Moon, with PhD you take no explosive damage, so if you shoot yourself directly with a ray gun or any other explosive weapon, you take no damage whatsoever. So the ray gun went from good to amazing, and BO1 is the ray gun at its most powerful state. And come on, it just looks way better than it did than on World at War. BO1 is really when wonder weapons took off, like the thunder gun, the baby gun, and the wave gun, and the ray gun was cited like a second/third weapon choice and really wasn't that good compared to other wonder weapons. And this will be how it will be for the rest of the game, except for, well, you just have to wait for that one. Then came along BO2, and on November 13th, 2012, and they took PhD from the community. It wasn't on any map except for Origins, which is, it was only in the one fizz machine. So without PhD, the ray gun was nowhere near as good as it was on BO1, but it's still pretty decent, and I swear every game just made this ray gun look better. Like, come on, man. Unfortunately, the same problem with BO1, if not more. The ray gun was just overshadowed by other wonder weapons like the staff, slicker fire, and jet gun. Okay, joking that last one, but still. There wasn't much room for the ray gun anymore, and even worse for this little guy, the Mark II was released on Buried, and eventually every other map. Now, I would talk about the Mark II more, but I think ray gun offshoots deserve their own video, like the Mark II, Mark III, Ray K, etc. Let me know if you guys would like to see that down in the comment section below. Then came BO3 on November 2015. Sadly for the ray gun, this was it at its absolute worst, for one reason: double pap. If you double papped any lead weapon, it would get a modifier with either, it would get a modifier, and this modifier was infinite damage. So the ray gun just had no chance to keep up. If you double pap a starting room lead weapon, it would become infinite damage. How was this even meant to keep up with him? It honestly was just not fair. And it was also very badly overshadowed by wonder weapons of BO3, which arguably were the strongest of the time, with the Popkin Servant, KT4, and Thunder Gun again. Then came BO4 on October 12, 2018, and the ray gun was not in every map for the first time ever. It was not in the Chaos maps, only the Eco maps. So out of 8 maps, it was only in half. The ray gun is just another middle of the road ray gun, not amazing, not great, wasn't too badly overshadowed by wonder weapons, but still was a second/third choice. There was still double tap, but it wasn't as overpowered as it was on BO3. Then came Cold War on November 13th, 2020. This is the ray gun at its absolute strongest. If you triple pack punch this gun, oh yeah, by the way, triple packs in this game, if you didn't know. So instead of pack punching your gun just once, you can pack it 3 times, and it becomes 5 to 6 times as strong as it does on the standard version. For fairness of this video, I'll only be packing it once. The ray gun at level 1 is still really strong, and if you pair it with Ring of Fire, it will easily carry you to round 100 without questions. This is really the first time the ray gun truly ever became a wonder weapon that could hold its own, and you wouldn't hold it as a second, you could hold this one as a main wonder weapon. Then came Vanguard on 5th November 2021, and the ray gun was not on Vanguard on release. This is absolutely ridiculous. The ray gun should have never been added to Vanguard. It should have been there with Vanguard. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to not have the ray gun on release, but this is the worst idea that Vanguard ever had. I have to give the devil its due. The ray gun does look nice on Vanguard, but definitely not as good as Cold War. The less said about Vanguard, the better. Little side tangent, I had to play Vanguard to get the recording for this video, so I deserve a like for that. Now Now let's rank them. Coming in at the absolute worst place is VO3 at number 7. It's because the wonder weapons overshadowed the ray gun way too much, and the double pump ability was way too strongly ray gun to ever keep up. Then I would put Vanguard. Wasn't great, wasn't bad. Yes, if you triple pack it, it's going to be stronger than all of these except for Cold War, but for fairness, again, not triple packing it. Then coming at number 5 is the World at War version. I hate to do it, but it really isn't that strong, and you can kill yourself so easily. Coming at number 4 is VO4. Really good version, not amazing, middle of the road I would say. Then we have, coming at number 3 is the VO2 version. Really strong, but no PhD, which holds it back a lot. Then coming in at number 2 is VO1, only for one reason, because it had PhD, and PhD of the ray gun had an OP. Then coming in at number 1, I'm pretty sure if you watched the video, you know where this is going. It's Cold War. It's just so overpowered, triple packed with Ring of Fire, or even single packed with Ring of Fire, you can easily get to round 100 of this. I love this version of the ray gun, and just a little side note, this is the best looking version of the ray gun. You cannot change my mind with that. So with all that said guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and for all those who've been watching me for a while, I hope you do enjoy the improvement of the audio and the editing. I got a mic and a computer that help edit, so please drop a like and let me know what you thought of the editing here. With that all said, have a good one. Peace.